Today, I'm going to explain exactly what a brand strategy is. I'll show you that creating one is actually quite simple. It's not some mythically complex process. And more importantly, I'll show you why most brand strategies end up failing in practice, so you can avoid falling into the same trap. I'm also going to share with you a practical 5-minute exercise that you can use to get started writing your own brand strategy. Hi, my name's Hugh. I've been helping small businesses and entrepreneurs build better brands for over 15 years now. I want to start by letting you in on a secret that I've noticed in all the years that I've been working in this field. Almost nobody actually has a brand strategy. Honestly, most businesses are making it up as they go along. They're winging it. And this is really good news for you, because it means with just a small amount of effort, you can elevate your brand above the competition with increased credibility, consistency, and clarity. Now, if these kind of down-to-earth, no-nonsense branding videos are helping you, then please hit that like button and consider subscribing too, so as I know to make more videos like this one. There are 3 simple ingredients that you need to start seeing results from your brand strategy efforts. And they are: number 1, have a plan. Number 2, stick to the plan. Number 3, don't second guess yourself, which is another way of saying stick to the plan. So let's take a look at each in turn. And this is where most businesses fall down, because they simply don't have anything down on paper that outlines the kind of brand that they are trying to be, who they're for, what makes them unique, why should people care. And that lack of clarity then shows up in all of their communication, so on their website, on their packaging, in their social media feed. And from a customer's point of view, it shows up as inconsistency and it starts to feel confusing. I mean, if you're not even sure from one day to the next what kind of brand you're trying to be, then there's absolutely no way that a customer is going to be able to tell either. But the amazing thing here is that if you're coming from a position where you have no plan at all, you really don't need to do anything too complicated to start seeing results. I mean, I'm not joking when I say that a 2 or 3 page document is all you really need at this stage, and at all, truth be told. Now, before we move on, I just want to quickly clear something up, because I think this next point is something which causes quite a lot of confusion around brand strategy. Your brand strategy is the overarching plan for your brand, and some of these other terms that you'll have heard mentioned, like brand positioning, brand messaging, brand values, these are tools that we use to either help build and shape the plan, or to actually enact the plan, carry out the plan over time. And some businesses go much deeper into this stuff than others. They're basically using more sophisticated and complicated tools that allow them to gather better insights that they feed into the plan. But in essence, they're all trying to get to the same place, and that's clarity on who they are, who they're for, and why their customers should care. And if you're just starting out with this stuff, you probably don't need to go anywhere near some of those more complicated tools, at least at first. Now, I have made a video, which I'll link above, on brand positioning, and if you did want to dive a little bit deeper into this stuff, that is a great place to start. So our brand plan might answer some very specific questions about the kind of brand that we're trying to be. What makes us different from our competitors? What's one unbreakable promise that we will make to every customer? And who are we actually for? And if you check in the description below, there's a link where you can download my 5-minute brand strategy template, and that includes some really quick exercises that you can use to start building your very own brand plan today. It's totally free, so if you think that'd be helpful, do check it out. So we've already established that many businesses do not have a plan at all. But of those who do, many still fall down because they simply don't stick to it. But what does that actually look like? Well, in practice, it means making sure that every form of communication you put out there embodies what's in that brand plan. And that way you build brand clarity and consistency over time. And this translates to trust in the eyes of your customers. And once your customers are 100% sure what you're going to deliver, and they 100% trust you to deliver it, that's when they start showing brand loyalty towards you. Yeah, this is exactly the same as the previous step, but it's so important that I've put it in twice. Now, there is a tendency for businesses to overthink this stuff and second guess themselves. And I think part of the reason for that is that it feels like work, right? It feels like we're working on the brand. You know, a competitor might launch a new product and we think, all right, we've got to react, we've got to change what we're saying or what we're doing. But in reality, I think what that actually leads to is that we end up being reactive instead of proactive. And this is something I've particularly noticed over the years with smaller businesses and maybe entrepreneurs who are working on the business by themselves. And the reality is that in order for us to see real results with our brand strategy efforts, we need to just leave things be. We need to commit to the kind of brand that we want to be, and then we need to grind it out over time. And over time, that consistency and that level of clarity compounds, and that's when we start to see real results. So the takeaway is this: it's actually pretty straightforward to build a brand strategy. You've just got to be 100% clear on who you are and what you're all about. The tricky part is sticking to it long enough till you actually start seeing some results. Now, if you did find this video helpful, YouTube thinks that this video up on screen now is the most relevant one for you to watch next.